Welcome to the best show about relationships. Become a free member on my website to get my free 1 hour video, free relationship advice, and so much more. Subscribe and share this video with everyone you know, and let us go ahead and begin, shall we? All right, diving straight into it. What do we have for our first comment of the show? People, I'm so lonely. Also, people, my cutoff game is strong. Oh, another red flag. Bye. You disagreed with my opinion? You're gone. I don't need anyone. I'm good. Why are you calling? Just text. Keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. Nah, I can't imagine why anyone would be lonely. You just painted yourself into a corner. Absolutely. It's just fascinating. It never ceases to amaze me. I see so many people. It's in the 90th percentile. It's in the 90s. It's absolutely insane of a circus online with these social media platforms, with these people who they pretend to be happy alone when obviously they're not, because all they do 24/7 is just vent their anger online. If you're so happy alone, why do you sound so bitter about this topic? They can't answer that. And so all they do is just whine and complain. All you're doing is exposing yourself as miserable, essentially. That's all you're doing. Because if you were happy being all alone, this topic, people exposing others for not being happy, that wouldn't bother you. Because you're happy, right? But anyways, aside from that, let's go ahead and take a look at what this person says, because I agree 100%. The same people who complain about being lonely online, or who try to play the tough guy or the tough gal, they'll act like, they're so cool, nothing bothers them, they're enjoying their independence and well, then why are you so bitter? They'll say ridiculous things like this. My cutoff game is strong. That's not something you want to be proud of. Think about it. Your cutoff game? What about your winning game? So think about it. It's not improvement. It's evading, right? You're simply just avoiding any opportunity by cutting off everything, all the opportunities. So if your cutoff game is strong, that means you're a quitter. Nothing ever works out for you. It's not something to be proud of. And then red flags, sure. Red flags are something to be very wary of, but you can't be too picky either. So if there are some red flags that you can work with, and your partner can work with them too, you guys, there's going to be challenges. You can't call every single challenge a red flag. That's not a red flag. Understand this. It's simply a challenge. Relationships are like that. You're going to have some arguments in the beginning, okay? Maybe even big arguments, who knows? But it's up to both of you to grow and mature together, to become one. Anyone, and I mean anybody who says, oh, heck no, you're not ready for any relationship. You're not mature. You're not worth anyone's precious life with an attitude like that. Understand that. You have to pay attention to every single little detail in a relationship. All of it matters. And the lazier you are by ignoring A to Z because you think it's convenient, because you put yourself first before your partner. When both of you guys put each other first, the relationship comes first. But that's just too much to ask for people, isn't it? Because it's me, 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 me. So no, not everything is a red flag. There's going to be challenges that you may not want to try to overcome with your partner. How deep is your love? I don't know. You have to be the one to answer that. But if you're so shallow, you won't get anywhere. You'll never swim in the deep end of the pool. You'll always remain in the little kiddie pool, the little kiddie section, with your feet barely submerged in water. You'll never learn how to swim like that. I'm not saying go dive off into the deep end. If it's your first time jumping into a pool, go on the diving in the deep end. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to learn how to swim, because the sea of love can be rough. And if you're going to be complaining that everything is a red flag, no. You're too weak. You won't survive. All right, so you disagreed with my opinion, you're gone. Okay, well, if it's chronic, if it's on purpose, if it's with a bad attitude, yes, that is a red flag. Because what are we doing here? Disagreements are fine, but when you get nasty with it, offensive with it, and it becomes especially chronic, well, it's not going to work out, is it? And once again, arguments are fine, but be very careful because they can get very ugly. You can have the power to forgive each other, but it really shouldn't happen over and over again, because now it's becoming abusive, right? It's becoming immature. The relationship is weakening. It's going to break. That's what happens to unstable relationships. They're just overflowing with negativity. I don't need anyone. I'm good. This is the biggest thing that clowns online say all the time. It's a circus online, I swear. I don't need anyone. I'm good. Okay, why do you need to say that online? You're saying that because you're living in denial. It's 100% obvious. Don't you understand that you're showing to the world how miserable you are by saying that? If you really don't need anyone, you wouldn't even say it. Understand that you wouldn't even bother typing that. Why waste your time telling the entire world that you don't need anyone? I'm good. Are you really? Because it sure doesn't sound like it. It doesn't. It sounds like you really do need someone, but you don't want to admit it. You want to try to play the tough guy or the tough gal. It's so obvious. It's so black and white. It's ridiculous. People expose themselves every single day with this nonsense. I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. I'm good. No, you're not. Because you have to say it, right? You're trying desperately to make yourself believe it. Because if nobody's important to you, there's no fun in saying that. There's nothing productive in saying I don't need anybody. That's like saying, well, Christmas is coming. I don't care. Nobody cares that you don't care. The reason you would say you don't care about Christmas coming up is because you're bitter. Happy people don't say these things. Understand that. Next one. Why are you calling? Just text. Okay, so these socially anxious people, they want everything through text. Why bother wasting somebody else's time? When you hear somebody's voice at the end of that phone, you can get so much done so much quicker. I've seen people waste so much time texting. You can get, not only can you get things done quicker, but it's more intimate that way. You should want to hear their voice on the other end of the line. If you don't, then you're in the wrong relationship. And you got a lot of self-development to work on, because that's a sign of great immaturity right there. If you can't stand your partner's voice and you just want them to text, that's some really ugly behavior right there. Extremely immature. Keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. Okay. Not sure exactly, because that can be interpreted in a dozen different ways at least. People who complain about relationships are drama. I don't need drama in my life. That's because you picked the wrong people and you don't know how to grow together with a partner. Once again, it's immaturity galore. What do you mean drama? Drama is emotional conversation. Normally, it's plagued with the assumption that it's always negative. That's not true. There's a lot of positive drama-filled conversations. It's positive drama. It's full of passion, happiness, that feeling of happiness. So many people get addicted to the negative form of drama, and then they just blanket statement that, oh, it's just all drama. That means you're lazy. You don't know how to differentiate between a person's feelings and thoughts. Because if it requires any work on your side to actually really think about what your partner's saying and try to feel, put yourself in their shoes, empathize, and you can't do that because, oh, what do you know? It requires some effort. You see, you're exposing yourself when you say, I don't want drama in my life. What are you talking about? A relationship is supposed to be dramatic, dramatically great. You have to earn that, though. You have to work on that relationship. Oh, it's not worth it because in the end it could fail anyway. I don't know. You're the one managing it. Nobody can manage your relationship for you. Newsflash. Relationships require effort. So when people come out and say that type of absurd remark that says, I don't need drama, keep the peace, don't rock the boat, just stupid things like this, they're just exposing themselves as immature and unfit for anybody out there. Completely unfit. And yes, I love the way this person puts it at the end. I can imagine why anyone would be lonely when you paint yourself into that corner. It's a bad attitude, isn't it? Women are doing this. Men are doing this. Bad attitudes. Completely immature. Not learning anything from their past failed relationships. I don't care if it's a divorce or breakup. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. You didn't learn anything. And all you do when you say nonsense like this is expose yourself as a loser. All right. Next comment. Men are feeling the weight of this era of women no longer needing them. Oh, wow. Here we go. Toxic female alert. We literally needed men before because we didn't have equal rights. All right. They didn't have to act right. Didn't have to be loyal or provide or be emotionally available because we needed them. All right, capitalized needed. Really upset here. She's really upset. Women couldn't even open their own bank accounts until 1974. Is this a history lesson? What is this? What's the purpose of this, right? Again, whining and complaining. Get to the point. After the my past, okay, I don't know what you're trying to say there, the ECOA or whatever, it's all the same. Y'all are going to, here we go, there's that attitude. It's so classic, that toxic attitude. Y'all are going to have to step up and act right. Act right? What is this, like, are we on a stage? Are we all actors? I mean, like, and it's really sad because, she addresses all men here as if good men don't exist. This is a blanket statement to all the men to have access to women in this era. Access? You're objectifying women with that way of putting it. You do realize that, right? What is this? You have the access code to, do you have the key to open this door? Well, here you have access to women. Which one do you want to pick and take home like it's like their property? How pathetic is that? Access to women. What are you even talking about? Anybody can walk up to any woman and say hi. That sounds like access to me. I mean, step up and act right. So you're going to be the one to determine how to act and what stepping up really means. Great. We're done playing. Playing what exactly? We're done settling. That's your problem. We don't have to anymore. You never did. In the past, in the black and white days, and even before that, yes, the traditions are strong, and many countries are still as strong as ever. But yes, women have just as much freedom as men these days, but it's been that way for a very long time. It's time to put that pitchfork down. You got an attitude problem. Nobody here needs to read this. This is like trying to call oh my goodness, all the suppression and oppression of the past against women. And how many times are you going to repeat this? What does it accomplish? All this says, this huge paragraph right here, is that you're alone and miserable. Because you're not the spokesman, you're not the spokeswoman for all women. And men are feeling the weight of this era of women no longer needing them. Okay, so if you say that a woman doesn't need a man, then a man doesn't need you because you're worthless. You don't believe that people need each other to be happy. You believe in wanting, which is take. This is the thing. This female here, this toxic female, is exposing herself by saying women can want a man, but it doesn't mean we need the man. Then that man is not going to want to be with you at all. And he's probably going to use you as much as you're trying to use him, and then cut off that relationship really quick. You're being ridiculous. You're being a clown, a complete clown, by acting like this. It's you who has to step up and act right. And what I mean by that is a real woman. Be a real woman. That's what I mean by stepping it up, in your own words. You need a taste of your own medicine. Because all this jargon about, the history of, feminist rights and women and equal, it doesn't matter. Men don't care about that. The good men are intelligent enough, and even good women, to already know that you've had equal rights for lots of years. All right? It's decades. Enough of that. That song has been played. You're beating a dead horse that's been dead for a very long time now. So let's go ahead and move on. What an absolute train wreck she is. She's not going to have a good future, I can tell you that. That's not the path to happiness. Whining and complaining and moaning. All right, last comment of the show. Obviously, good men exist, but I have zero desire to search for a needle in a haystack. And you're going to be miserable forever with that type of attitude. That's a loser's mentality. That's a loser's mindset right there. Zero desire. Then once again, you don't want love in your life because you're simply stating that you don't have what it takes. You don't have any wisdom. You don't have the intelligence to come up with a plan. You don't care because you're lazy. That's all you're saying with a statement like this. Look, let me translate it for you. It's not in a foreign language. It's right in front of your face. You can read it. I'm lazy. Finding a good guy is way too hard. I don't know how. Somebody help me. No, you're not even asked for help. You're going to say, I give up. I'm a loser. I don't have anything to offer a guy because, you know what? I don't even know what a relationship is. I don't know what happiness is. I don't know what love is. I'm just going to say to the whole world, you know what? I don't have any desire. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You stated that obviously good men exist. Go find one. But with a weak energy like that, good luck. You're going to have to step it up. Unbelievable. It's just all weakness and fear out there. It really is. And that's why they have to say something on social media. They're like, ooh, hey guys, pay attention to my weakness. Look how weak and soft I am. I'm just completely not ready for a relationship, and I'm going to sit here and complain about it. Good job. Wow. Looks like you're accomplishing lots of good things in your life. All right, so if you made it this far, it's time to become a free member on my website. You'll get free relationship advice and so much more. Also, drop a comment with the topic that you'd like for me to go over in a future show. Much love, everybody.